right, good evening, everybody. We are live here on Ken's 5, talking all things weather as we wrap up the weekend. We're halfway through March. It's March 16th, and this upcoming week, not much different. We're looking at very similar weather. It'll be clear, it'll be sunny most days, maybe with some occasional mornings of fog, but other than that, as we cruise through the middle of March, it's going to be more of the same, just a lot of heat, temperatures in the 70s and 80s most afternoons going forward, with barely any chance for rain. These last several weeks we've been searching for something to move in our direction. Everything it's either north or east away from us, and it just hasn't been beneficial. It hasn't been a favorable pattern for rain. And unfortunately, as we drive into, again, this upcoming week, not much changes. We have a front that'll drop in Wednesday morning. But again, it won't bring any rain. It'll bring maybe some cooler temperatures. The mornings will feel seasonal, like in the mid-40s by Thursday and Friday morning. But the daytime high is still, cruise right around the 70s and 80s for the foreseeable future. Outside right now, it's clear. We have one of our traffic cameras cycling through on the bottom right-hand corner. There's I-10 at Crossroads, Highway 90. There's Loop 1604. Other vantage points around town. I'll show you downtown San Antonio. The skies are clear. It feels great outside. It feels comfortable. And it's not too cool as well. Now remember, days are getting longer. A couple of weeks ago we started, daylight saving time. Now that means sunrises are a little later, and so are sunsets. So today's sunrise was at 7:42. Tonight's sunset 7:43. So almost an equinox, which, by the way, we're approaching that. The spring equinox, or the beginning of spring, is this upcoming Thursday, March 20th. And that's when we typically see around equal day and equal night. Versus in the summertime or the wintertime, you either have a longer night or a longer day, more daylight or more nighttime. But in this time of year, in March and April, the days and the nights are typically similar in length. And that's what we're seeing pretty much with today's sunrise and sunset, with a very similar time from AM to PM. But by the middle of June, first day of summer, this shows you what happens, right? The days get a lot longer. By June 20th, the first day of summer, sunrise at 6:34, sundown at 8:36. That means about 14 hours of daylight. That's our max throughout the year. And I know a lot of you guys like 8 o'clock sunsets, and that's when the days are going to feel a lot longer. So get ready for that. That'll be coming in a few months. St. Patrick's Day for tomorrow. It's going to be great. It'll be a little chilly in the morning if you're heading out early back to work, or even celebrating with any events or parades or fun things around town. Tomorrow morning, 58. I think we bottom out in the 40s by about 6 and 7 a.m. But sunrise will be around 7:50 a.m., so the sunshine will help warm temperatures up. 58 by 9, 76 by lunchtime, and then 85 for a high under a few clouds and mostly sunshine for tomorrow. Also, it'll be a little breezy tomorrow for any outdoor events. If you're going downtown, the Riverwalk, it is green from what I understand. And if you are heading out there, it's going to be awesome. I mean, it'll be a little warm in the afternoon and early evening, but by late, by about 7 and 8 o'clock, things cool down quite a bit. And it'll be very, very comfortable in the mornings and evenings. Now, here's the latest on the fires. We've talked about this pretty much for the last 24 hours. I want to double check the stats on this real quick and the information before I give it to you officially. So I need to go to the Texas A&M Forest Service website. And again, guys, if you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. Anything related to fire weather, just regular weather. Traveling, if you're doing any vacation plans in the next week or so, I can always talk about that. If you're traveling anywhere across the state or even across the country, we can definitely talk about that in detail here on this Facebook Live, on the social media live as well. Okay, so the Crabapple Fire, so that was, and that's in the Hill Country. That was sparked around 1 o'clock yesterday along Lower Crabapple Road, northeast of Fredericksburg, about 10 miles north of that area. And right now, 55% contained, so that is incorrect. So let me just double check on this graphic and fix it before we get started. So the Crabapple Fire, it's more contained. So that's the good news. We were looking at earlier this afternoon 40%. Now it's up to 55% contained. That's the good news. So firefighters, first responders are definitely battling this fire. It's still at 9,500 acres in size. Saddle Fire, let's just double check. That has been it's contained. It's 100% contained. So I'll actually take that off. And then we'll double check on the one in Real County. It is called the Chicken Strip Fire. I don't know why. It's always a good question. This one it's a small fire. The one out west in Real County, 22 acres and 95% contained. So that sparked up, this time yesterday, and it's already 95% contained. So firefighters have a good handle on that. It's really the one in the hill country that is the most concern. It is 55% contained. Yesterday it was around 0, so much improvements. The firefighters are really doing a great job at handling that fire. Now, speaking of, I do want to talk about what could happen in our area, meaning smoke. So a lot of times when wildfires spark up, especially in the spring, depending on the wind direction, west winds or north winds can help transport some of that smoke in our direction. It doesn't look like it's going to be everywhere, but there will be some higher concentrations of dust and embers and smoke around tomorrow morning, around, let's say, 7 a.m., mostly across the hill country. So anywhere from, let's say, Bulverde, Johnson City, towards Fredericksburg, Harper, towards Kerrville, a returning south wind will help transport that, that smoke away from San Antonio. But anywhere in the hill country in this particular area, so wherever it's highlighted, that's where we're forecasting by about 4, 5, 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, and likely periodically throughout the day. Lower air quality, more smoke in the air. If you suffer from any respiratory illness, or if you suffer from asthma, for example, just limit time outdoors if you're in this area, and if you suffer from asthma or any like COPD or emphysema, anything like that, definitely can cause stress on the body and the breathing patterns when there's more smoke in the air. It reduces air quality, and likely it'll be unhealthy for sensitive groups for tomorrow, mainly across the hill country. It'll be a little bit better in San Antonio, and what the winds will help do is usher it farther north, at least for San Antonio, but the hill country probably on high alert for that, for air quality, and of course battling the fire as well. Speaking of fire danger forecast, today it was low, it was high to moderate. I think tomorrow and Tuesday and even Wednesday, we'll see it go back up to either very high or extreme, just because of the winds. Look at the wind speeds. The forecast wind speeds, 15, 25 miles an hour tomorrow, up to 30 to 35 on Tuesday. And we're right around that range between Monday and Wednesday this week. It doesn't come down until Thursday and Friday. And a front does drop in Wednesday. That will turn the winds from the north, and that'll mean drier air and lower humidity, which is a bad combination when you add in strong winds. And the drought, it's a bad combination for fire danger. We've been talking about that all week long last week and the last several weeks. Ever since March started, the winds have really picked up almost every day. And that's led to fire concerns every other day here in south central Texas. 70 degrees right now. It is clear. Northwest winds at 3 miles an hour. Here are the temperatures, anywhere from the mid-50s at Bernie and Kendall County towards the lower 70s in central and northeastern San Antonio. So it's a little mild and a little comfortable, and I would say maybe a little chilly in the hill country. So if you're watching from Bernie towards Fredericksburg, maybe Kerrville, upper 50s, that's a light jacket, and by tomorrow morning you'll dip down to the 40s. So Monday morning, the new week, starting off a little cool. We'll get to that in a second. Wind speeds, very light, 5 to 10 miles an hour. Here's the forecast. We will see winds pick back up tomorrow afternoon, 20 to 30 miles an hour with the occasional gust near 35. And then watch what happens Tuesday and Wednesday. We continue to see that trend of ramping up the wind speeds from the south. And then by Wednesday, they return from the north, and that means a drier pattern, lower humidity. So here's the hour by hour tomorrow morning. Watch what happens, mid to lower 40s. I'll rewind that back. Right around here. So hill country, lower 40s, maybe some low-lying areas, upper 30s. Everyone will be above freezing. That's the good news. But tomorrow morning in San Antonio, probably around 43 to 44 degrees. That's chilly. That's pretty cold for March standards, right? Upper 40s, lower 50s south of Highway 90, but this is what you can expect for tomorrow morning. Have a jacket, maybe a couple layers. And after about, let's say, 10 a.m., things warm up fast. It'll be sunny, and it'll be right around the mid-80s tomorrow afternoon under a lot of sunshine and a couple high-level clouds moving in, but no rain expected. We do need the rain. If you've been with us over the last several weeks, we've been highlighting and emphasizing how bad the drought is, extreme to exceptional, and we do need rain to help battle that drought. Now, a byproduct of the drought and the dry air and the strong winds is a red flag warning that has been issued for tomorrow. This is why we have a weather impact alert for Monday. This is in effect until from about 11 a.m. tomorrow morning to 10 p.m. tomorrow night, meaning strong winds, same conditions, right? Droughts, dry air, low humidity, all contributing to the possibility at extreme fire weather behavior. So avoid outdoor burning. These are a few tips. Don't drive or park over tall grass. Don't throw lit cigarettes out the window. Don't leave campfires unattended. Burn bans. There is a burn ban in Bexar County, from what I understand, and we spoke to the fire marshal a couple of weeks ago about that. But yeah, so guys, avoid outdoor burning at all costs. I know it's a little cool in the evenings and a little cool in the overnights, but please avoid outdoor burning. If there's just 1 or 2 embers that jump from spot to spot with these strong winds gusting near 30 miles an hour, that can help spark off that dry vegetation. So please be careful out there. Water vapor shows very dry air in the mid to high levels. There is a system off the west coast. That'll drop in, and we talked about this earlier. It's not going to bring us rain, but what it will do is drop in a very weak cold front on Wednesday morning. It'll slide through, and that'll reinforce a nice pattern by Thursday, Friday, but things really warm up by this time next weekend. Upper 80s, lower 90s. So these fronts that move in during March and April, while they do bring down the temperatures, it's very brief, just how it is in fall. It's not until winter time, like late December, January, and February, where it's consistently cold. And right now we're transitioning into a time of year where it's just warm and sometimes chilly in the mornings, but more hot in the afternoon. So that's what we have to look forward to. Here's the 14-day. We have an alert set for tomorrow. A high of 85. South winds ranging from anywhere 15 to 25 miles an hour, so a little breezy to windy tomorrow afternoon. Same thing on Tuesday, same thing on Wednesday, but from the northwest as a front drops in. So from 87 Tuesday afternoon to 79 Wednesday to 73 Thursday. So it'll be a lot cooler. And if you notice the morning lows, the overnight temperatures, they go back down into the 40s for Thursday and Friday. Speaking of Thursday, first day of spring, the spring equinox. And we'll see a high of 73, which is seasonal. That'll be perfect. Honestly, if you have the days off on Thursday and Friday, I mean, those are perfect days. Cold morning, mid-40s, and the afternoons, 70s and 80s. Those are perfect days with a lot of sunshine. As you can see, we have a couple of days of rain chances on the second half of the 14-day, but right now, nothing blockbuster, nothing great. It's very bleak as we wrap up March. No significant rain events are expected, not even barely a drop, it looks like. I wouldn't be surprised if this is one of the driest Marches on record, just because we haven't seen much. We haven't seen much at all. Matter of fact, let's just double check that real quick. How much rainfall has been picked up in March? We'll show you today's numbers as well. Today's high was 82 from a morning low of 47. Average is 74 and 52. So we were above average on our high, but below normal on our low. It was great. I mean, kind of in the neighborhood for where we should be in March. Now, if you look at the lower right-hand corner, our precip for today, obviously 0. It was sunny. Our month to date for March 2025, 0.06, which brings up our 2025 total since January 1st, 1.77. That is very low. That's probably about 3 to 4 inches behind schedule. So far this year has been off to a slow start, and we do need rain. We do need rain. Hey there, Jacob. Good evening. Hope you're having a wonderful night. Hope you had a great weekend, Jacob. Yeah, so we have the forecast right here. 85 tomorrow for St. Patty's Day, 87 Tuesday, and a lot cooler Wednesday and Thursday, especially in the mornings. First day of spring is Thursday. Sunny skies, clear weather. And if any active weather moves in our direction, download the KENS 5 app. We have updates on our KENS 5 app from our local Mets. We have, me, Bill Taylor, Paul Morellas, Jeremy Baker, Roxy. We're all providing updates on the weather. Whether it's hot weather, fire weather, severe weather, tropical weather, you name it, we have those updates on the KENS 5 app. Hey, and it's free. We all like free. It's free in the App Store, so download it today, guys. We have the 14-day right here. Expect sunshine and sunny skies and highs in the 80s by Wednesday and Thursday. A little cooler thanks to a front. And hey, we're wrapping up winter officially on Wednesday and cruising into spring on Thursday, March 20th.